In our nation's capital, the Prince, Mr. Fielder, and the Brewers in town for the weekend. Game 1 in minutes on Masson.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
Beautiful day in the district on the banks of the Anacostia Nationals Park. And for the first time, the Nats play outside the division from the Central. The hard-hitting Milwaukee Brewers are in town. Bob Carpenter, F.P. Santangelo. The Brewers, 7-5. They're up to 4th in the league in homers. The Nats need to get some runs scored against a ball club that's going pretty well right now.
It's time for the Nats to hit tonight. They're hitting .213 as a ball club. And in their defense, they've faced some tough pitchers so far this year. You know, they faced the elite guys. They're coming off of Halladay. They're coming off of the Cliff Lee. 2 good performances. So it's time as an offense to get up there and get some knocks, to get some things done. I was here at 2:30 today, Bob. These guys were out early hitting. I saw some guys making adjustments. I'm looking for a good game tonight. Somebody is going to break out. I'm going to call it's number 42 for the Nats.
Everybody wearing Jackie Robinson's number tonight. Left-hander Chris Narveson off to a good start. 0 ERA in 2 starts. And Tom Gorzolani makes his Nationals Park debut.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for the Nationals. Chris Narveson, I mean, he hasn't allowed a base runner past second base this year. He's got a great curveball, a great changeup. His command has been impeccable.
4-2. The Brewers won last year against the Nats, but Washington took 2 out of 3 here. Pretty good matchup this weekend. Brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, and by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Beautiful day in our nation's capital, but things have really cooled off. There's a breeze coming out of the northeast, straight in from right field, just like it was here the other night. Might be a good night for the pitchers. 58 degrees, mostly clear skies. Visit Trane.com for an independent Trane comfort specialist dealer near you. It is hard to stop a train. And how about the Brewers? They're pretty hard to stop. They won 4 out of 5, and they are 7-5 on the year. Just a game back of Cincinnati in the Central. And Prince Fielder right now, 6th in batting average, 6th in home runs, but he's number 1 in all of baseball with 15 RBIs. Braun and Fielder, 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in so far. The rest of the team has barely more RBIs than those two. So Tom Gorzolani, 4-3 career against the Brewers, has his work cut out in a Nationals uniform. Nats Park debut. He's pitched here before as a member of the Pirates. How about him tonight?
He went 5 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 8 strikeouts in his season debut against the Mets. You remember 2 of those 4 hits were home runs to Carlos Beltran. Fastball change, slider curve, run the fastball up there about 92 miles an hour. We liked his first start. He had a couple calls that didn't go his way. He made a couple mistakes to Beltran, and that was it. Now the defense behind Gorzolani tonight. And check out the outfield. Morsang, Keel, and Worth. Desmond and Jerry Hairston Jr. on the left side. Danny Espinosa and Adam LaRoche on the right side. Doing the catching for the 2nd night in a row, Wilson Ramos.
Left-hander on the mound. Ramos gets the call again. But the Nats left-hander gets things started against Ricky Weeks. A powerful, fast leadoff man who strikes out a lot. Leadoff guys, the prototypical ones, hard to find. First pitch, 7:06. And Gorzolani ahead against Weeks, who's hitting .271. Ricky Weeks, 28 years of age, had 83 RBIs with 29 home runs last year. Changeup is low, according to the crew chief, Mike Winters. 22nd year. He's the veteran home plate umpire with Mike Everett, Mark Wegner, and Chris Guccione on the bases. Pop up right side. LaRoche over to have a look and a catch for the first down. The wind helped keep that ball in play. It is blowing in pretty briskly from right field. Next up will be Carlos Gomez and then Ryan Braun.
Yeah, you see that building right there? We were told, Bob, you were right next to me. Rick Eckstein told us that's the building and the flags the players actually use to gauge the wind. It's above the stadium, so you see those flags on that building blowing straight in. We saw it the other night. Right field is closed.
Yeah, and that's 2 blocks away.
And it's blowing straight in from right tonight.
Here's Carlos Gomez off to a 200 start. 97 games for the Brewers last year when he was only 24. They got him from Minnesota for J.J. Hardy in November of '09. Gomez is a very fast center fielder. Gorzolani goes right after him and dumps one right below his feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last year, Gomez had some rotator cuff problems that had him out. Then he had a concussion early August. And then Gorzolani, whose strikeout to innings pitched have really improved over the last couple of years, gets his first of the night.
Yeah, check out the fastball from Tom Gorzolani. Just a riding 2-seamer up in the strike zone, climb the ladder. Probably doesn't want to live up there tonight, but you can get away with it every once in a while with 2 strikes when you set it up like he did in that sequence.
Gorzolani, first couple of years, really didn't strike out that many guys, but lately he has been. Here's a guy who's given him lots of problems. Braun hits it hard, and Morris can't get there. Ryan Braun is now 10 for 20 against Gorzolani, but the good thing is that's a single. He had hit 3 homers and driven in 9 runs.
Yeah, this guy, one of the better hitters in the National League. Ryan Braun just staying through this ball. And Michael Morris had a chance to run through that ball and catch it. You talk to Michael, and he says, hey, don't forget, I'm still learning how to play left field. This is a guy that, was a shortstop coming up. Played a lot of first base last year. Now he's playing left field on an everyday basis. That's a play he's going to make eventually.
Kid can flat out hit. Braun hit .304 with 103 RBIs last year. Now here's the Prince, and nobody can get him out. 6 career hits against Gorzolani in 27 at-bats, 3 RBIs. I mentioned the average homers and RBIs. He's also 6th in total bases and 4th in the league in slugging. Nats play a big shift on him. Hairston's up the middle, and that's a mighty hard swing. 0-2. High in the zone, and he might have gotten away with one. That's Desmond at his regular shortstop position with Hairston up the middle.
I think it's going to be news when teams play hitters straight up from now on. I've been seeing so many shifts this season. What are we, 13 games into the year?
Partner, you are in for more shifts this weekend because Ron Renneke, the new Milwaukee manager in his first big league manager position, we are told plays more shifts than anybody. Target low and away. Breaking ball, he'll get him. Great pitch, popped up. That's the third baseman, Hairston, up the middle. Orzelani with a good inning. There's a new leadoff man, at least for tonight. It's Danny Espinosa. Cool night at the ballpark. And the Nats come up bottom of the first inning, trying to get some knocks here. Batting only .213, only San Diego lower. Lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. So is Danny Espinosa the guy who ignites the offense? One of the best rookies in the National League so far. .281 batting average. Just for the sake of looking it up, his on-base percentage is .405. And that's very pleasing. He has drawn 7 walks early. We are told that Chris Narveson is a new man. He went 12-9 for the Brewers in 28 starts last year. Made some relief appearances. Doesn't have a great career ERA, but he is dealing so far.
He tossed 7 shutout innings, allowing 6 hits, 1 walk, and 9 Ks his last outing. Fastball, cutter, slider, change. Loves his changeup. He'll throw his changeup to righties. He'll throw his changeup to lefties as well. A lot of times you don't see left-handed pitchers throwing changeups to left-handed hitters. He loves that pitch. Got a really good curveball.
Espinosa takes one low and inside. How selective is Danny? Well, fairly selective so far. 5 more walks than Ian Desmond. 2 fewer strikeouts than Desmond. And that's a changeup that misses. Two balls, 2 strikes.
You see the short arm delivery right there. He's throwing the ball almost out of his ear. We saw Tommy Hanson do that from the Atlanta Braves. You know, as a hitter, it's tough to pick up. That's part of the deception with this guy. He's got the short arm delivery. His 88 will look a lot faster than 88. He establishes that fastball. He makes you think about the sneaky fastball. It makes his off speed effective.
Fastball that almost grazed his jersey, 3-2. So he'll see at least 6 pitches here as the leadoff guy.
And check out the shot right here. Great job, guys. Look at where he's throwing it from. See, he hides it behind his head. It just comes right out of his ear. Short arm motion. It'll get on you quick.
And a 3-2 strikes him out. Best defense in the National League right here, partner.
Let's check it out. The Brewers defense tonight. The outfield, Braun, Gomez, and Almonte, Betancourt, and McGee on the left side. Weeks and Fielder on the right side. And doing the catching, Will Nieves.
They're without Corey Hart, one of their key outfielders, with a left oblique strain. Went on the DL March 30th, right at the end of spring training. Here's Rick Ankiel, lefty-lefty matchup. Only one guy on the left side of the infield. Ankiel must be thinking nobody plays a shift on me. Ron Renicky does. So here they are playing a shift on a number 2 hitter. Ankiel is primarily a pull hitter, though. May dictate how they're going to pitch him, and that's a changeup to a left-hander, which some left-handed pitchers don't like to do. He's working quickly.
And Ron Renicky does it because the charts tell him to, but he also does it from a mental aspect. I mean, if you've never seen this before as a hitter, sometimes it'll freak you out when you look up and there's 3 guys on the right side.
Look at Prince Fielder picking on the short hop. Ankiel's going to run by and say, "Are you kidding me?" 2 outs.
I think of all the Nationals hitters this year, Rick Ankiel has made the hardest outs. I mean, he's hit into some tough luck. You think about some of the balls that he's hit deep in this ballpark with the wind blowing in. The ball right there. I mean, he's barreled up a lot of baseballs and hasn't been rewarded for it yet. Usually those things will even out throughout the course of a season.
And here's Worth. Jason 0 for 7 this year against left-handed pitchers, hitting just .217. And they're playing a shift on him. This is unreal.
Okay,
look at this.
Note to guys in the truck, let's show when they're playing straight up tonight, because that'll be different.
That might never happen.
I mean, this is just, you're talking about the evolution of the game with all the technology that teams have now, all the charts and graphs and websites and computer guys. Now all of a sudden you have shifts on every single hitter.
These guys have more defenses than the Green Bay Packers. 1 and 2.
And then maybe you start disguising your defenses like a good secondary. You don't want to show that you're playing man. You drop into a zone.
Worth 0 for 2 career with a walk against Chris Narveson.
Maybe you see hitters coming up with a wrist thing where they have to look at the plays. They have to actually read the defense, check off in the middle of an at-bat, audible.
Worth on a pitch way outside, strikes out for the 12th time this year. Nets go in order. And Narveson off to a good start with Gorzolani. Scoreless we are so far. And for the Brewers, McGee, Betancourt, and Almonte. Some game notes. Wilson Ramos atop the rookie hitting chart. That young man is 10 for 22. Bullpen is still very good. And the Nats starters, look at that, almost half of the time haven't walked anybody. Attacking the strike zone, which is what Mike Rizzo wanted in spring training. So did Jim Riggleman with Steve McCatty. And here's Casey McGee, who had a real breakout year for the Brewers last year. Cubs didn't give him much of a chance to get any at-bats or play, so they got him on waivers from Chicago, October of 08, and he's hit .301 and .285 the last 2 years with a combined 39 home runs. He's got some power in that bat, but this one will be knocked down by the wind, and Worth has it.
And that's what I mean by right field being closed tonight. Whenever the wind is blowing straight in from right field here, you're not going to hit a ball over Jason Worth's head. You're not going to hit a home run to right field tonight. I mean, maybe Fielder's got that kind of pop if he hits a low knockdown shot with the wind blowing straight in. That ball was hit, and Jason Worth had to come in on it.
Yep. Here's Yuniesky Betancourt, who defected from Cuba to Mexico back in 05. He was a starting shortstop on the Cuban 17 to 18-year-old national team. The Nats saw him a couple of years ago when he was with Seattle, and Washington swept an interleague series out there. Slaps one just foul outside third. Betancourt at 225. He's faced Gorzolani 3 times with a hit. Brewers have a couple of new faces. Breaking ball severely jams him on a nasty line drive right into the camera bay near the third base dugout. By the way, the Brewers 12th in the league in hitting, 9th in runs, but 4th in home runs. They're almost a modern day version of the early 80s Harvey's wall bangers. Don't hit for high average, but they've got a lot of power. And Gorzolani evidently grazed him with that pitch, and Betancourt's going to first base. Expect a great time like the folks are having tonight. Miller Lite Party Nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at Nationals Park. Tickets start at $20. First drink is on us. Get here early, happy hour, $5 beers and entertainment. Had some live rock music out there tonight. Nationals.com/party night for tickets. Next up is Eric Almonte, 33-year-old infielder who was in the minor leagues for 13 years. And he'll fly one out to right, and Worth will have to come in for this one too. Out number 2. And here's our old friend, one of the most likable Nationals ever, Will Nieves. Got a nice hand during the pregame lineup announcement, and another nice one as he walks to the plate. His lovely wife, Yor Marie, has given birth to a daughter, Maria Isabel, since the last time Will was in a Nats uniform. He's doing a good job for Milwaukee. 3 walks and 3 hits early in the season. Will is a .227 career hitter in parts of 7 seasons with the Padres, Yankees, and Nats. Always a good catch and throw guy, very athletic behind the plate. Betancourt gets a long look and then a toss from Gorzolani. Yuniesky Betancourt has not attempted a steal. Brewers not much of a running ball club, just 6 steals in their first 12 games. Against right-handed pitchers, they might be a bit more of a running team with Niger Morgan playing. He's done a good job for them so far, hitting .476. And of course, they have some familiar names on their bench like Craig Counsell and Mark Kotze, solid veteran guys. There's Will's career with the Nats over a 3-year period. His best year was 08 when he hit .261 here, and then .259 right after that.
We saw this in New York from Tom Gorzolani. When he gets a base stealer on a guy that's a threat, he really becomes deliberate. He slows his pace down. He's very aware of the presence at first base whenever somebody's there that can steal. Good tempo or the windup. When he gets a base stealer on, he slows down dramatically.
0-2 to Nieves. Target away. Gorzolani tries to paint with the fastball.
I mean, to me right here, there's not a whole lot to worry about. You have the 8-hole hitter up, the pitcher on deck. If he wants to steal second base, let him steal second. Don't let him dictate your tempo. Go after the 8-hole hitter.
That's the only team playing outside the division tonight. And the 1-2 delivery. Phillies got 2 in the bottom of the first and lead the Marlins 2-0. And the Mets will throw DJ Carrasco out of their bullpen at Atlanta tonight against Derek Lowe. Mets have lost 5 in a row after Colorado swept them in a doubleheader yesterday. And the Phillies are tied for the second best record in baseball with Texas. It's 9-3. How about Colorado? They're 10-2. Got him on a pitch up and away. Nieves foul tips it. Ramos holds on. Here comes the middle. Adam LaRoche, Wilson Ramos, and Michael Morse. Jackie Robinson, the man we honor, on April 15th this year. The great Jackie Robinson breaking the color line in baseball. Just over 50 years ago, Pee Wee Reese, his main guy as a Dodger teammate. A combination of power, speed, desire, and just a bit of a mean streak when he was on the bases as well. Fun to watch. Rookie of the Year in 47, 6 All-Star games, an MVP. The Bums won the World Series in 55, finally beating the Yankees. Hall of Fame 7 years later, member of the All-Century team, and never, ever to be forgotten for his legacy in this great game. Here's Adam LaRoche. Adam at 211.
Another shift for the Brewers. It is funny. I saw something I haven't seen in baseball ever today. I saw second baseman Ricky Weeks taking ground balls at short during BP. I saw Bentoncourt taking ground balls at second base, and it's because of these shifts. I remember Bobby Valentine in New York used to run the, Tony La Russa does it in St. Louis too, where, runner on third base, less than 2 outs, the infield's back, and they sprint into the grass at the last second. But this has taken it to a whole new level. Every single hitter so far for the Nationals has had 3 infielders on one side.
I'll tell you what the true test is. If they play a shift on Gorzolani when he bats, let's wait and see. 2-2 to Adam LaRoche, who knows the Brewers quite well. Same division for several years. And it's 3-2.
I mean, when I hit it, looked like there was 3 infielders on both sides. It looked like there were 6 infielders all the time. But, I mean, this has to be more of a mental thing than a spray chart deal.
Ball 4. No defense against that. Let's check out our Luna double. 70% off all flooring. Call Luna today, 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart, shop Luna. On-base percentage plus slugging by second baseman. Guys we know all about, like Phillips and Weeks. Freddie Sanchez, a former batting champion. And the well-traveled Orlando Hudson. Danny Espinosa, better than all of them at the moment. Very impressive. Here's Wilson Ramos.
Here's one, excuse me, Bob, where he hits the ball to right field. We've seen Wilson Ramos. Ricky Weeks is playing right over the base, and there's a routine ground ball to right field that might have been a double play ball.
LaRoche stops at second base to the right of Prince Fielder, and Ricky Weeks was nowhere in the neighborhood.
Trying to reinvent the game. It's been played a certain way for over 100 years, and all of a sudden you're going to have infielders where they've never played before. And that's probably a base hit either way, but you never know. Ricky Weeks has tremendous range. If he's playing in normal second base, he might dive for that ball, get up, spin, and throw to first. The Nats will take it.
Right now, Prince Fielder is 40 feet off of first base. Wilson Ramos could take a leadoff of 30 feet, and the only guy who could tag him out at first would be Mike Everett, the umpire. Morse goes up hacking and flies it out of play right side. Ron Renneke, of course, as a manager, and right now he's Milwaukee's third manager in the last 4 years. They fired Ned Yost. They brought in Ken Maka for 2 years. And if you count Dale Swaim, one of their coaches, who was interim, they've had 4 guys running the ball club over the last 3 years. Breaking ball low and inside, but Renneke, in his first year, he managed 5 years in his minor league career. By the way, Michael Morse has the best numbers against this lefty. 2 for 4, both home runs. Long time with the Angels was Renneke, with Mike Scioscia, a third base coach, a bench coach for the last 5 years. And he's doing some very interesting things with defense. LaRoche walked and Ramos the base hit. Renneke, his first big league job at the age of 54. He is signed through next year with an option for 13. Morse, base hit, right where the second baseman should be. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. I think the Nats are pretty happy about this shift right now.
Do you understand now why I'm shaking my head about all this stuff?
That is so much a double play ball.
I mean, I watched the Mets-Rockies the other day, and Jose Reyes was shifted, and I saw 2 routine ground balls to short base go for RBI singles. And you look at Michael Morse right here, Wilson Ramos before him. This is a routine double play ground ball to second base. But the Nats will take it. Coming into the game hitting .213 as a team. You want to put 3 guys on one side? Go ahead.
Well, they have to play straight up now with the bases loaded. Early in the game, they're not playing in. Desmond, great RBI opportunity.
Watch out, watch out.
Ian is 0 for 25 at Nationals Park. This would be a wonderful time for that first knock.
As a former leadoff hitter that used to get moved around a lot, whenever you get to go down in the order, it's like you take a big, deep breath. It's not all on you to get on base and to score runs. The pressure is off you. You can relax and be yourself. I mean, a lot of times when you're leading off the game and maybe you're not used to it, you have to go in. You're the first guy in. You know, everybody's quizzing you when you get back to the dugout. What does he have? What's his pitches doing? What does it look like? And there's a lot of responsibility that comes with leading off. And now maybe for Ian Desmond tonight, he was here at 2:30 today, early hitting, making tons of adjustments. We'll see if it pays off.
0-2, he's got to have contact. And he will take an emergency hack and just get it over to the Nats dugout. The base bunch is LaRoche, who walked at third. Ramos, another hit at second base. And Michael Morse, a badly needed base hit. Thanks to the Milwaukee defense, totally out of position on his ground ball. That would have been right at the second baseman. Desmond strikes out on an off-speed pitch. His 13th K of the year, 1 out. 3 of Narvison's 4 outs, swinging strikeouts.
That's a changeup that we talked about early in the broadcast from Narvison right there. Just a good pitch down in the strike zone.
And you know what, on 2 strikes, that's close enough to be swinging, really.
But yeah, I mean,
when it's 0-2, you got to swing at that pitch.
You have to, because you don't know where it's going to end up. You can't sit there and take it and hope that it's a ball. And we saw last night Ian Desmond take a couple called third strikes. So, you know, you'd rather see him hacking right there at the bases loaded. Just a pretty good pitch from Narvison.
Jerry Hairston is 1 for 20.
1 for 20, but he hit the ball hard twice last night. And I know, that doesn't do a whole lot for your average or your stats, but he smoked a couple line drives to center field.
Jim Riggleman said today he was very happy with those 2 at-bats last night. One reporter who evidently didn't look at the stat sheet asked if Riggleman would consider Hairston for leadoff. He gave a pretty quick answer and moved on. But he knows what this veteran can do. I mean, you can't have a different leadoff guy every day. And I would think they'll give Espinosa a shot for at least several ball games based on matchups.
And I'm sure even though Jerry Hairston would love a hit right here, he'd still take that line drive that he hit to center field last night. When you talk about runners on third, less than 2 outs, these are the situations you got to capitalize on, especially when you're not hitting as a ball club. Nationals have done a nice job of doing all the little things right, fundamentally sound offensively. They haven't had the hits to show for it. You just hope that he can battle and throw something into the outfield right here.
Fastball low, 2-1. Narvison's going to have a very long inning. He threw 16 pitches in the first, and unofficially already 18 here with the Nats pitcher Gorzolani on deck. Hairston, a great take, 3-1.
And what is a great take? You're 2-1, you're all systems go. You're thinking about maybe driving something in the gap and picking up everybody. And you take a borderline pitch, a ball that maybe is a ground ball double play. That's a great take.
Time given by Mike Winters. A walk and 2 singles here. 1 out, bottom of the second. Hairston pops it up, straight back, and out of play. He was ripping on 3-1. Full count. Up and in. Nationals lead 1-0. Jerry Hairston's 3rd walk of the year, forcing in LaRoche, who also had walked. There is no defense for what the Milwaukee pitcher has done in this inning with those 2 passes.
No, you talk about 2 passes and maybe 2 free base runners with Ramos hitting a routine ground ball, Morse hitting a routine ground ball. Trust me, those guys will take their knocks, but I mean, that's almost 5 free base runners in this inning.
Gorzolani has 11 career RBIs. Ramos, a catcher, running at third. This would be a tough matchup for a bunt. If you have him swing away, you risk the pitcher hitting into a double play. But a left-handed hitting pitcher against a left-handed pitcher, not always a great matchup to get a ball on the ground with the bunt. Ramos starts his walk down the third baseline.
Well, you have to
2-0.
You have to take a strike right here. I talked to Ron Renicky before the game. He said for Narveson, if he's got his command, he's as good as anybody. And he's had pinpoint command, but in the past, that's haunted him. And you see right now, when you have a lefty that's on the ropes, and maybe you faced a Cliff Lee the night before, whenever you face a guy that might have better stuff and similar type pitcher, the ball looked bigger on the second night. Obviously, Cliff Lee last night had his A game going. He was unbelievable. And now you're facing a guy in Narveson who's a very good left-handed pitcher, but maybe not to the caliber of Cliff Lee. I mean, who is? And the Nats are having some good swings and some good at-bats.
That was Rick Kranitz, really good veteran pitching coach, who's gotten lots of credit for Milwaukee's 2.98 ERA so far. Only San Diego better in the league. Ball 3 to the pitcher. Well, you might be taking a couple here. You know he's taking 1, at least.
Got to take 2.
And that is ball 4. The Brewers can't believe it. They thought it was a strike, And the Nationals lead 2-0. What does my partner say? Keep the line moving. And now it's the top of the order for Espinosa.
Keep the line moving. Don't change a thing. Now look at ball 4 right here. Gorzolani obviously
outside.
did not have the green light on that pitch.
But the pitch track says that
there's a ball.
Mike Winters made the correct call. And you don't get borderline calls when you're all over the place. 7th man to bat in the inning now is Danny Espinosa.
Well, we talked about it last night with Jordan Zimmerman and Cliff Lee. Great tempos, pounding the strike zone as a home plate umpire. You look for strikes. You get in a groove back there. You get a tempo going. You're used to firing your right arm in the air, and you hunt strikes. But on the other hand, if you have a slow tempo going and you're not commanding the strike zone, now they're not looking for strikes.
Danny Espinosa hit his first career homer at Pittsburgh last year. Then 2 days later here, hit a grand slam. That's into left. Tagging will be Morse. Coming home. Throw cut off. 3-0 Washington. Danny Espinosa leads the team in RBIs. Now has 8. A less than good throw from Ryan Braun right there.
Yeah, I was thinking Ryan Braun has a pretty good arm, and that was going to be a close play at the plate. I love the aggressive nature by Michael Morse forcing the issue right there. That ball was not hit that deep.
You know, FP, on some nights when the wind's blowing, outfielders have a hard time getting their feet where they need to be, maybe behind the throw, but that was weak. Big breaking ball to Ankiel.
I mean, when you're having trouble scoring runs and maybe you're not hitting as well as you'd like to as a team, you have to do the little things like that. You have to force the issue. You're up, 2-0. You'll take that 3rd run. Good job by Bo Porter sending him.
Agreed.
Michael Morse can blame Bo Porter for sending him home on that sac fly.
In this case, it'll be credit.
Don't get me going on that one.
Fastball in there to Ankiel, who scorched it first time. Picked on the glove side on a one-hopper, a short hop by Prince Fielder. There's Bo Porter, lots of years with the Marlins. He describes himself as an aggressive coach. Ankiel way out ahead of that pitch, lucky enough to get a piece of it. Narvason had not allowed a run in his first 14 innings of the season. Targets on the corner. Ankiel with that soft breaking ball. 8 men bat, 3 walk, 3 score. On the banks of the river, 3-0. Top of the 3rd. Visit AFCEA.org, the association for IT pros. And here's Debbie with our sideline report.
Well, the Nationals are celebrating the legacy of Jackie Robinson. Ian Desmond, wearing number 42 today, says that it reminds him of everything that Jackie went through breaking the color barrier.
endurance, really. I mean, just being able to endure through all the years that he put up with all the off-the-field nonsense, you know, and to show that he can do that and put up those numbers. I just always wonder what kind of player he would have been if everyone was on his side, you know, and that kind of makes me motivated to go out and play and see how good I can do.
Ian said too that he learned perseverance. He says knowing that no one can break you down. If you go out and play and you play the game hard, everyone will respect that.
And how about some of those numbers? A career batting average of .311, over 1,500 hits, 137 home runs, 734 RBIs, and nearly 200 stolen bases for Jackie Robinson. Here's Narveson, who's a very good hitter. .274 career. Last year, this guy hit .327 with 7 RBIs. And tomorrow night's starter, Giovanni Gallardo, is even better.
So maybe the Brewers are still in the American League.
Yeah, these guys are their DHs. Gallardo has hit 8 career home runs and hit 4 last year. 2 balls and a strike from Gorzolani, working with the lead. He jacks that ball high in the air, right center. But as FP says, right field is closed because of the wind tonight, and that's the first out in the third. Upcoming schedule brought to you by Commuter Connections. We'll get you home guaranteed. The aforementioned Gallardo against Jason Marquis tomorrow. Levon and Marco Estrada on Sunday. And then the Nats go on to St. Louis for 3. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Pitching matchups to be announced. Top of the order, Ricky Weeks.
Narveson sitting in the dugout right now going, that's a home run in Milwaukee.
He hit it pretty good. Top of the order, Weeks fouled out to LaRoche, first time up. Fastball inside. Well, this matchup definitely works in Washington's favor. And a high chopper over the mound. Espinosa, good speed, safe at first. Danny did all he could. Ricky Weeks is just too fast, even as a right-handed batter coming from the far side of the batter's box.
Well, you ain't kidding, good speed. I mean, I thought Danny Espinosa got to this ball very quickly. We know about his strong arm, gets rid of it quick. But Ricky Weeks is just getting it down the line.
He's only run 1 time this year. 0 for 1. 91 career stolen bases for Weeks, who holds on a foul ball by Carlos Gomez, who's also fast. It'll take a sharp grounder right at somebody to turn a double play here. Pretty good anytime you're over 80%.
It's funny, a lot of teams come in with Wilson Ramos behind the plate and they think, okay, Pudge isn't starting tonight, we can run. Ramos has a good arm too.
He's 2 for 4 getting opposing runners. Of course, the pitchers have a lot to do with that, getting the ball home quickly. And that fastball didn't miss by much. 1-1.
Well, this is where when your team puts up a 3 spot, and you've lost a couple games in a row, you got to get your team back in the dugout any way you can. We've talked about it a lot this year already, shut down innings. Got to find a way to get your team back in the dugout and keep the momentum that you have. When you get that momentum early in the game, you got to keep it. How do you keep it? You shut down innings. You score, they don't. For Tom Gorzolani right now, he's looking for a ground ball. You talk about who's coming up, Braun and Fielder. You want to have base runners on for those guys.
They've combined for 23 RBIs so far. Braun 8 of those. Target inner half. Breaking ball right there. And LaRoche tells his former Pittsburgh teammate to move over. And Adams got it for the second out. Expect a season full of action here at Nationals Park with the all-inclusive Power Pack. All-inclusive means parking, food, and drink. It's a season-long plan starting at just $25 per ticket. Nationals.com/powerpack for more information. Here's Braun, who on the first pitch singled right off the end of his bat to left field first time. That's why the ball didn't carry out to Michael Morse. Nice job of working inside for a strike. Don't think Braun liked that call from Mike Winters.
Well, that's a good pitch. I mean, anytime you make a hitter like Ryan Braun aware of the fastball in, you establish that strike run. It opens up your off speed. It opens up the outer half of the plate. That's a good pitch. Good pitch to Gomez, too, for the pop-up. Gorzolani's got his good stuff tonight. He's down in the strike zone.
By the way, Ryan Braun, 203 hits 2 years ago to lead the National League. The guys with 200 hits per season are a disappearing breed. He's been to 3 All-Star games in a row. He's won 3 Silver Sluggers in a row. Rookie of the Year back in 07. Second major leaguer to hit 30 homers each of his first 2 years, after Albert Pujols did it. 1-1 pitch. Gorzolani staying inside, ball 2.
And Tom Gorzolani sat on the bench last night and watched Cliff Lee work effectively inside. And I'm telling you, if you can establish that pitch, now as a hitter, you have to respect the fastball and you have to look for it. And a lot of times when you have a fastball in the 90s like Gorzolani, you have to start early to get to that pitch. Now it opens up everything else. You can go soft away. You can repeat in there. I mean, that's a good pitch. I thought that was a strike.
Boy, that's late.
Well, I'd have stepped out there, too. I mean, a lot of times with a runner on, we've seen Tom Gorzolani. He comes set and he stays there for a while. As a hitter, you know, if you're in that batter's box a little too long, you know, it disrupts your timing. You got to step out.
Braun doing things Prince Fielder hasn't done. Cecil Cooper didn't do. Gorman Thomas didn't do. 20 homers first 4 years. This will be out of play, right side. Robin Yount didn't do that. University of Miami, Ryan Braun, freshman All-American, National Freshman of the Year. Milwaukee's first rounder, number 5 player overall taken back in 05. Pretty good draft class that year, featuring Mr. Zimmerman. Fly ball to right, Worth cruising to it, and Gorzolani's going to battle around the base hit. It'll be Worth, LaRoche, and Ramos in the bottom of the third. Jason Worth, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs as a National so far. 3. And they have forced Chris Narveson to throw 47 pitches in the first 2 innings. He did strike out Jason Worth to end the first inning. Shift is on. Fielders halfway between first and second, as the Brewers continue to play football with their defense. I guess we could call this baseball's version of John Chaney's matchup zone in basketball.
The only shift I ever used to see was when they brought all the outfielders into the infield too, because they knew I couldn't hit one all the way to the outfield.
You sell yourself short. We saw the Nationals employ a 2 outfielder, 5 infielder look recently. 3-1 to Worth, trying to keyhole something, and he hits it in the air deep to center. Ballpark's playing big from center to right field tonight. 1 out. Carlos Gomez with the grab.
That's a good swing right there. I'm putting an exclamation point by it. I do that on hard hit balls on my scorecard. And like you said, partner, cold, windy night, ball not carrying. That's a good pass by Jason Worth. That's a home run as soon as this place warms up.
LaRoche walked and scored first time. Breaking ball gets the call on the corner. 1-1.
I have to admit, these defensive alignments are entertaining. So I'm sitting here watching 3 guys on the right side. I'm wondering if LaRoche is going to hit one to the left side.
Michael Morse did the best job of all of so-called showing up that defense with a hard ground ball right where the second baseman usually is, between those 2 up the middle there. It was a base hit that really set up that inning. That loaded the bases. 2 walks and a sac fly later. The Nats had a crooked number. There's LaRoche, and that's off of Ricky Weeks, hit sharply. And we'll see if they give the hometown player a base hit on a hard hit ball.
Let's check out the second inning, the shift. You look where Ricky Weeks is. He's playing right up the middle. And that might have been a base hit if you're playing straight up. But you look right there. That's a routine ground ball to second base. Michael Morse would definitely take it. And that's called being the shift. And you look at Danny Espinosa with the sac fly. Nice job of forcing the issue. Bo Porter, Michael Morse run the bases aggressively.
So here's Ramos. Weeks cheats up the middle for a possible double play ball here. But there's 90 feet of room between the first and second baseman. And Wilson Ramos continues to amaze us with his bat. He's 11 for 23 to start the season, batting .478. By the way, that was a hit for Adam LaRoche. Hit the ball hard to a fielder's side, and you should be rewarded. Breaking ball, and Ramos does it again. He was not fooled by that one rolling in there. He's 2 for 2, and now he's batting an even .500. Amazing.
And ball is looking like a volleyball to Wilson Ramos. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's fastball, off speed. He's staying back nice here. You saw the single his first time up. This time up, he gets something out over the plate. And like I said, these guys were here today at 2:30 taking early batting practice. Wilson Ramos is one of them. Pretty much the whole team working on their offense. But just watching Wilson Ramos, Bob, you talked about it on the road trip. He hit balls in left field today out of this place where I haven't seen anybody in batting practice so far go. He has so much pop. It's unbelievable.
Hey, pop helps when you're hitting ground balls and little line drives, too. They get through the infield in a hurry.
Strong hands.
Now Prince Fielder is again 40 feet off of the first baseline, so Ramos can almost walk over and lead off with him. And then Weeks is up the middle. One on a fastball low. Morse now 3 for 5 career against this pitcher. Good identification of the breaking ball, and he laid off.
And maybe in a week we look back at Michael Morris and we say, remember what got him started? Just that little ground ball to second base for a base hit. And sometimes that's all it takes. When you're pressing early in the season and you get a break like that, now you can relax, take a deep breath, and go to raking.
Out to short, and that is a 6-4-3 double play ball engineered by Yuneski Betancourt. Nats are done in the third, but they already have 4 hits and lead by 3. FP predicted that somebody wearing number 42 would do some damage tonight. He was absolutely right. Top of the 4th inning coming up. Nats on top 3-0. Now you have your glasses on. Are you trying to be a little more studious about our upcoming trivia here?
Yeah, I have these glasses on so that I can answer an AT&T trivia question right for one time tonight.
All right, well, good luck with that. Will it be Jackie Robinson related? We shall see.
We'll see. How about my call on number 42 having a big night, huh? I nailed that one. Not the best color analyst in the league for nothing, partner.
But you know what? Some guys with number 42 are not going to have good nights, too. And we hope they're wearing gray.
Mr. Glass half empty next to me.
Fielder leads off, top 4. 40 pitches, first 3 innings, 28 strikes from Tom Gorzolani. Shift on Fielder, but not in the outfield. If he hits the ball in the air, he can hit a home run anywhere, in any direction. That's a good hard breaking ball by the left-hander. Out to right field. This will be interesting. Espinosa way out there. Strong arm, and he got him. The shift working that time. He had to have an outfielder's arm to make that play.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an outfield assist for this right here. I got 4-3 in my scorebook, but Danny Espinosa, nice job. We talk about his arm all the time, and that's not that easy. When you're making a long throw from short right field, they're used to playing second base. I mean, look how much he had to get on that ball just to get Fielder by a hair, but he wouldn't have gotten to that ball if it wasn't for the shift. So, well, I don't care for it very often.
But there are certain hitters where you do it, not just everybody. And Fielder is a legit shift guy. Adam Dunn was a guy like that. Here's McGee, who flied to Worth in right first time, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Target in. They've been in there all night. Looked like it got the plate, might have been low. 2-1. Yuniesky Betancourt next.
And Screech to follow.
The Gecko getting ready for the President's race. And for Gorzolani, maybe a little bit high. He's close to the box on nearly every delivery tonight.
Well, those are hard takes for a hitter. When you got a guy that's around the plate and he's just missing like that.
That ball hammered to center. Ankiel tearing back. He's there. Man, the wind is killing these balls tonight. That's fine the way this team hits homers. AT&T trivia. The bespectacled Santangelo trying to take his shot. Who was the last player to wear number 42 for the Nationals franchise?
That guy right there. I got it.
Well,
See,
I don't
my
know.
glasses worked.
The whole team wore it last year. Number 42, you would think it'd be a pitcher. Here's Betancourt. It said franchise, right? Meaning it could have been Montreal. And Ankiel's going to race over and grab this one, too. Tom Gorzolani is pitching a nice ball game so far. 2 hits and a 3-0 lead. Teddy made another good showing tonight. Now when the Brewers are here, some guys who kind of look like the Milwaukee Sausages are at the ballpark, but not sure those are the real things. Looks like Abe and company took all of them out.
And Teddy was here for early work today too, but obviously it didn't pay off for the race. You look at the end right there. That's a pile up.
I think Teddy got taken down by the chorizo. Bottom of the 4th, Ian Desmond, the hitter.
A lot of people have been taken down by the chorizo.
Well, the Nats presidents get to race the pierogies in Pittsburgh, and the pierogies usually come over here. Not that long of a drive up to the Berg. Popped way up in the air behind second base. And he has Desmond's struggles at home continue. Well, I've used the internet to try to find this answer. No chance. Just not quick enough.
Oh, my old teammate Kurt Reeder, Woody. He's my teammate in Montreal, my teammate in San Francisco. You talk about a guy that worked fast and had a good pace. If you look down, you'd miss a pitch. One of the best teammates I ever had.
I believe he was from Nashville, Illinois. And when his ball club, whether it was the Giants or the Expos, came into St. Louis, he'd have the whole team.
We did.
Over to his farm over there and have a big old party, big cookout.
Calls it Woody Shed. It's about 3,500 square feet, and it's a game room with blackjack tables and baseball memorabilia. It's off of his house, which is about 18,000 square feet. But he calls it his shed. It's his man cave.
See, I bet our trivia guys didn't know all of this.
He'd pick us up in limos, and we'd go out there and have a nice barbecue after a day game.
Yeah, now this is really trivia. He was a racer, by the way, went to Murray State University in Murray, Kentucky. There's Gorzolani, who's next with one out here in the fourth. A 2-1 pitch coming to Jerry Hairston, who walked with the bases loaded first time. He might have the best hit to RBI ratio in the league. 1 hit, 3 runs batted in. This ball popped to Ricky Weeks, 2 outs. This portion of tonight's game brought to you by Corona, who invites you to find your beach. Man, that sounds pretty good on a chilly night like this. 58 degrees. 9 degrees cooler than last evening.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out the weather patterns here. You know, we've settled in nicely. My wife and I love the D.C. area. But one day it's 80, one day it's 40, the next day it's raining. I'm trying to figure it out.
Gorzolani up the middle, over to get it Betancourt. Nice at bat by Gorzolani. All I know is that after 4 innings, a 3-0 lead feels pretty warm. For savings and a free MLB fan guide, compliments of Scott's. Here's our game summary so far, all about pitching for the Nats. Gorzolani, 49 pitches, 33 strikes in 4 innings. Narveson roughed up in the second. He lost his control for a while. Wilson Ramos, what else is new? 2 hits.
It's all about crooked numbers, too, from the offensive side. You know, they've had trouble scoring some runs, and they've faced some elite pitching in the National League the last couple of nights. Tonight, Narveson doing a decent job, but you see Wilson Ramos right here, the hottest hitter on the planet. When you're hot, you find all the holes. Wherever you hit him, it's going to drop. And right now, Wilson Ramos is on fire.
Doing some house cleaning back there. Bottom of the order coming up for the Brewers. It'll be Almonte, Nieves, and Narveson. A hitter who's 1 for 14, a hitter that's 3 for 14, and then the pitcher. Marlins have picked up a run against Roy Oswald. It's still Phillies 2, Florida 1, 5th inning up north. And they're having rain in Atlanta, so the Mets and the Braves, nothing going down there so far. Eric Almonte, as I mentioned, 13 years with the Yankees, the Rockies, the Cubs, and Milwaukee. Look at that, over 100 homers, nearly 600 RBIs.
Wasn't he supposed to be the next Derek Jeter, the big shortstop prospect in the Yankees organization when he got drafted?
Signed with the Yankees at the age of 18 in '96. And he had an older brother, Hector, who was a pitcher for the Marlins, Red Sox, and Montreal. Desmond on the run. Great throw. 1 out. Wasn't the last name also Almonte for young Danny Almonte, the left-handed pitcher who was supposed to be, what, the next Sandy Koufax for the Yankees?
Was that the 18-year-old in the Little League World Series? Is that
Yeah, that didn't go real well.
It'd be cool to be a senior in high school pitching the Little League World Series. Just dominating 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Your 80-mile-an-hour fastball.
Look at Will Nieves, jack one to left center. Over to cut it off. Morse might be a play at second. Runner coming, so's the throw, and not in time. Will Nieves with his 4th hit of the year and his 2nd double.
And Michael Morris getting over there nicely. He makes a pretty good throw. You said it, Bob. I mean, I thought there was going to be a play at second base, just a little bit offline. You see the hustle by Nieves right there. Good piece of hitting, good hustle, nothing you could do.
I love those feet first slides. Here's Narveson, flied to right first time.
But you'd have hated me then, because I slid head first everywhere except for when I was breaking up a double play.
Well, as long as you didn't hurt yourself.
You got to get on base to hurt yourself.
I just have to say, over the years, I've seen more guys hurt on head first slides where there was no ball and no tag. Now, this guy is not a guaranteed out. Hit the ball hard first time out to right field for Worth. He's 0 for 5 on the year, but he's a very good hitting pitcher. Not many pitchers have a career average starting with the number 2, and the second number is 7. But you know what they say, good pitching stops good hitting pitchers, too.
Yeah, left on left will do that to you. Throw a couple left on left curveballs. That's something you really don't practice when you're a pitcher.
Target away. Gorzolani's got a good breaker going tonight. On deck, Ricky Weeks bounced an infield single by the mound last time. Fastball paints. See ya. Gorzolani, only his 3rd K of the night. He's been pitching to contact. But those breaking balls made this one look like 90 plus.
Here, look at the 1-2 pitch right here, just on the outer half of the plate, and set that up with a couple of nice off-speed pitches before that.
You know, interesting about Tom, his first 4 years in the big leagues, 5.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. The last 2 years, 8.1. That was a beauty on the Verizon pitch track. Ruled the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world, Verizon 4G LTE. Top of the order, Weeks. Brewers were a better ball club offensively last year when he was healthy. He was out for the year after May 20th in 2009 with his left wrist and then required surgery. Renicky was coaching with the Angels at that time. Intriguing young power hitting leadoff guy, and he gets a hold of that one, and that's way out of here. Banging off the sign at the back of the bullpen, and it's now a 3-2 game. Will Nieves getting on base near the bottom of the lineup set all of this up. And Gorzolani gives up his 3rd homer. The other 2 were Carlos Beltran in New York.
And man, this is what the Brewers do. They're one swing away from being back in the game anytime, anywhere. And you see right now with Weeks, just a good swing. That ball was on the outer half of the plate. It takes a strong man to go take a pitch on the outer half of the plate and pull it in to left center field like that. Just a nice piece of hitting.
Showing bunt is Gomez and taking ball one.
Not a bad pitch. I mean, outer half of the plate, probably wanted it a little bit lower. But I mean, that's what the Brewers are. They swing hard in case you hit it, and they're going to run into some home runs.
Brewers, they've now hit 14 homers on the year. And coming into the ball game, only the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and Colorado leading the league with 16 had hit more home runs. That's a strike, 1 and 2. Rozolani pumping it up to 92 on that fastball.
Yeah, that one had a little anger behind it. Anytime you give up a jack like that, all of a sudden you got a baseball game. You know, frustrate you.
Then he goes off speed and misses away, 3 and 2. You cannot walk this batter, who's sitting under 200, with Ryan Braun on deck. But he did.
Now, this is where you got to regroup. I mean, Tom Gorzelani pitching a fine game up to this point. All of a sudden, the quick strike, 2-run jack. You got to find a way to take a deep breath, relax, and get back in the strike zone. But, you know, now you got a high-stress inning all of a sudden.
Yep. He just walked a batter with 17 home runs in more than 4 years in the big leagues, and now faces a guy with 132. Long look at Gomez, who can run. And you figured somebody's going to ask for time.
And a lot of times that's a design play for the manager. It's a hold without a pick. And what you're doing is you got all the coaching staff's eyes on the base runner at first base. You're going to hold it there and see if he flinches, if he's leaning, and tip off the fact that he might be thinking about stealing second base. We used to do that in Montreal a lot, where you'd sit there and have the pitcher hold, and then do a hard step off, and you would see if the base runner was leaning to steal second base, tip it off. You know, a lot of times a manager will throw over to first base, not to pick a guy off, but you got about 10 guys in the dugout watching to see if he's thinking about stealing second base.
Nearly half of their team's RBIs, these next two. Close.
And that was designed to pick him off. Anytime you see a left-hander with a step-off move, where you step off and do the quick snap throw, Terry Mulholland used to have an amazing move like that. If you were more than 3 steps off the base, he would whip it over there about 95 miles an hour and pick guys off. That was designed to pick Gomez off. But you better focus on the guy in the batter's box at this point.
Yep. Gorzelani's first start at New York, 5 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks.
And maybe that's what Adam LaRoche is telling Tom Gorzelani. Hey, you got some pretty good hitters coming up here. Just take a deep breath and let's concentrate on keeping the ball down in the strike zone. We'll make the play behind you. Here we go.
Teammates in Pittsburgh for 3 years. Wow. Right now losing his release point. And you've got to know that Ryan Braun, even with Prince Fielder on deck, probably has the green light here if he sees a fastball he likes. Not even close. 2 on, 2 out. Now the lead runs on base. But it's a lefty-lefty matchup. And Gorzelani has handled that twice tonight. This will be interesting to see where the Nats put Espinoza and how much they'll shift with 2 runners on base. Because Espinoza threw out Fielder from right field last time up, and he's on his way to the grass out there.
And Steve McCatty seeing something from the dugout that he didn't like. A lot of times when a pitcher's out there working hard, he's got a high stress inning. These trips are just about giving him a little bit of blow, giving him a chance to catch his breath, relax out there. You don't want to get too mechanical with these trips. I always used to run in because I wanted to hear what they'd say. I wanted to eavesdrop on the conversation. And what do you want to go with right here? What do you want to throw first pitch? What do you feel comfortable with right now? Maybe you're flying open a little bit. You're losing your fastball up in the strike zone. So maybe just a few mechanical adjustments on these trips, but it's more about giving them time and slowing the game down. You know, you've pitched great up to this point. All of a sudden, the game starts to move fast. You two-run jack. You walk a guy. You walk a guy. That's pretty much like a 20-second timeout in basketball.
Espinoza not quite as far out as he was last time. And on the first pitch, Fielder will pop it up to center. And Keel, with the wind pushing it over to the gap, makes the grab, and the Nats are out of the inning. They give up 2 on the week's homer. Danny Espinoza has driven one in with a sac fly tonight. He will lead off, followed by Ed Keel and Worth. Nats 3, Brewers 2.
Is leading off tonight. He's driven in a run, and he's hitting from the right side. He admitted to me there are challenges with being a switch hitter.
The maintenance that you have to keep on both swings is tough. You need to manage your swings. You can't be taking too many. And for me, I feel that if I go in and I just strictly work on one side, then it hurts that side. I need to be balanced every single day. So when I find myself slumping a little bit, I feel that I'm probably working from the side I'm slumping from too much. And I think my opposite swing actually equals that out.
And here's how the splits look. He's hitting 400 from the right side and 227 from the left. Bob?
Yeah, from the left side so far, Espinoza just 5 for 22. 4 for 11 on this side with a sac fly to the left fielder tonight. And that sac fly is a difference in the game.
I mean, it's tough being a switch hitter. You got to get work from both sides of the plate. You got to get to the ballpark early. You work on one swing one day, one swing the next day, both swings some days. I used to call it multiple personality disorder. I had one swing left-handed, I had one swing right-handed, I had one stance right-handed, one stance left-handed. I mean, it's just high maintenance. Very rarely do you see a switch hitter with, even averages from both sides of the plate. Usually, you're hotter from one side than the other. And there's usually this 2-week period during the year. I don't know why. When you're absolutely locked in both ways, it doesn't matter who's out there, lefty, righty. You feel confident on both sides. But, I mean, it's a lot of work.
0-2 breaking ball low. I saw a young Ruben Sierra in Texas. He was one of the few switch hitters I ever saw that had pretty much the same swing and the same setup from either side. Went on to a fine career that lasted probably 15 years or so. Can you think of any other guys who had similar approaches from either side?
Chipper's pretty consistent on both sides of the plate. But, I had a different bat right-handed, a different size bat left-handed, a different stance for both sides of the plate.
He hacks that one, but it's hanging up. He hit it so hard, and Braun catches it. First out, bottom 5.
And that's what Danny Espinoza does so well from the right side of the plate, is getting on top of the high pitch. Left-handed, he's a little more loopy underneath the baseball, and right-handed because his right hand is his dominant hand. That's what he throws with. Look at him get on top of this baseball. It's a great shot right there of just getting on top of the ball, a little backspin. I don't think he does that as well from the left side of the plate.
How about this? Just passed on to me by our crack production crew in the truck. .307 left-handed career chipper, .305 right-handed. That's hard to fathom. And as we mentioned, when the Nats played the Braves, only a handful of switch hitters have ever hit over 300. Pete Rose, Frankie Frisch. Front door breaking ball. And Mike Winters gives Narveson the strike. By the way, he's now retired 5 in a row. That 6-4-3 double play ball off the bat of Mike Morse back in the third kind of got him going. We're 2 on with 1 out. He was up near 60 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. He got 2 outs with 1 pitch, and that was huge for him. Will Worth bat here in the 5th? Yes, he will, after Rankiel, 1 out. But it'll be with 2 outs and the bases empty. Rankiel 0 for 3, and he's well under 200 now. Expect great things here at the ballpark starting tomorrow, going on into Sunday with a Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack every Saturday and Sunday, starting at $14. It includes a ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family for your ticket info. 1:05 tomorrow. Marquis and Gallardo. 1:35 on Sunday. With the Brewers throwing former Nat Marco Estrada against Livan Hernandez. That ball hit pretty well out to right center. Gomez is over. Got to be a line drive to get on the ground out there, and Worth is 0 for 3. On to the 6th inning. 3-2 Nats. Ecstatic. One's okay and one's not real happy about being on camera right now. It's all about families here at the ballpark. Great to have those folks, and for them when they go home, the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, 60 minutes, 5:30 to 6:30, Monday through Friday, right here on Massive. Look-ins to BP, reports from the ballparks, and roundtable discussions with Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, Mel Antonin. Occasional appearances by play-by-play and analysts. Maximum access to your favorite Nats 5 times a week right here on Massive. Here's McGee. Casey 0 for 2 with 2 fly balls, 1 to right, 1 to center. And his batting average is under 220. If you can get by 3 and 4 in this lineup, you've got a chance against this Milwaukee team. Tyler Clippard. Orsolani's gone 5 innings, 71 pitches. That's reasonable, but everything was up in that 5th inning.
Well, we talk about it a lot. The 6th inning is the huge inning for the Nationals. When you have the bullpen like they have, it all of a sudden becomes the big inning. You get to that 7th inning with the lead, and you go Clippard, Storn, and Burnett. I mean, it's cruise control managing for Jim Riggleman when he has a bullpen. It's been as lights out as the Nationals.
Good pitch on the inside corner, rings up McGee. And for Gorzolani, strikeout number 4. Ruth's Chris with our pitch track.
Let's check it out, the 0-2 pitch. A lot of times they'll use the 0-2 pitch to set something up. Not right there. Tom Gorzolani doing a nice job of burying that fastball in the inner half.
Sizzling steaks, part of a memorable experience at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I bet you they're watching Masson at the one right over across the river in Arlington tonight.
You know, until that promo, I just thought it was Ruth. I didn't know it was Ruth's.
It's possessive, apostrophe S.
I don't know what that means, but they have good steaks.
They sizzle just like Ruth's Chris. And here's Ankiel, 2 outs. The Brewers box. Ricky Weeks at the top, a 2-run homer, a single before that. Nothing much else. Braun, a harmless first inning single. He has walked, but Will Nieves got that double with 1 out in the 5th that got Ricky Weeks up to the plate so he could knock that wall off the back of the bullpen. Here's Almonte, 0 for 2. Fastball tails outside. Phillies have another run. They scored bottom 5, leading the Marlins 3-1. And the Mets in Atlanta are waiting out a rain delay in Georgia. A 2-0 changeup misses. Last year, the Nats and the Brewers played 6 times. Washington won 2 out of 3 here, but were swept in Milwaukee. There's the former Nat, Nieves. And over the last few years, the Brewers have dominated Washington, going back to Memorial Day 08. 14-5 Brewers, including 6-1 in close games. Tonight we've got a close one. Jim Riggleman's ball club 5-7, 2-4 here at home. First trip through the East, 5-6 against all 4 of the divisional teams. And that ball hit out to center. Almonte with a base hit. 5-7, pardon me, as far as the division goes. 3-game series with each of the 4 teams.
Text Nationals to 29292 for alerts direct to your mobile phone. Message and data rates may apply. 29292.
Keep up to date. So here's Will. And Nieves with a ringing double to left center last time up. So he is 4 for 15 as a Brewer. It's going to take us a while to identify some of the guys tonight since they're all wearing 42. With no names on the jerseys.
Good rip right there by Nieves. A fastball right out over the plate.
And a bouncer to the right side for Espinoza off the bat of Nieves. Brewers are gone. The Nationals keep their streak of starting pitching going. Another guy going at least 5. Now it's 6 for TG.
It's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. Let's go back to the 5th inning and check out Danny Espinosa. Getting on top of the baseball, stopping right there. You look at Nieves' glove right here. It's a high pitch. Look at his eyes right there to the ball. But better yet, he's getting on top of the baseball. His bat is going this way, not this way. If he swings up on that ball, he doesn't touch it. Nice job of getting on top of the ball. It was an out to left field, but it was a loud out. Danny Espinosa with a nice job of getting on top of the baseball from the right side. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Bottom line for the Nats is they've been given a couple of runs tonight because of walks and some strange defense alignments by the Brewers. But this ball club is just not hitting. The Nats are going to have to get some more offense to win this game tonight. Not often you beat this crew 3-2.
And it's funny, too. What was the big concern out of spring training? The Nats starting pitching. They're one of only 2 teams in Major League Baseball to have all of their starters go through the 5th inning, at least 5 innings. The bullpen was a concern. They've been lights out. The defense was a concern. They've played pretty consistent defense so far. Nobody talked about the offense. And, you know, they've faced some tough pitchers. When you talk about, you know, Tim Hudson, Derek Lowe, Josh Johnson, Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee. I mean, it's the big leagues. You're going to face tough pitchers every night, but you have to take advantage when you can of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th starters on given ball clubs. That's when you do your damage as a hitter. Now, those 1 and 2 guys are 1 and 2 for a reason.
Ground ball right side. That's into the outfield. And LaRoche unable to beat the throw from Ricky Weeks. Nationals box score: 4 singles, 2 by Ramos. LaRoche a walk and a hit. Morse a hit. Then RBI walks by the number 8 and number 9 hitters. That is it. Where would the Nats be offensively without Danny Espinosa and Wilson Ramos? Ramos 2 for 2. He's batting .500. 12 for 24. Doesn't leave the strike zone with a swing very often. We got jammed severely. Down to 3rd. Good play. McGee, 2 outs.
And let's go back to last year, specifically July 23rd of last year. Michael Morse had a good game against who? This cat on the mound tonight. Chris Narveson hit 2 home runs off him. You look at the first one right there. Absolute bomb to left field. Maybe not a bomb, wall scraper. See the play first, FP, before you call it. Second home run. That's the bomb I was looking for. So 2 Jack Knight for Michael Morse. And the Nats could use his pop right now.
Nats went to Florida, Cincinnati, and Milwaukee on that trip. Brewers won that game 7-5 despite Morse's 5th and 6th homers of the year and 4 RBIs that night. And guess who the starting pitcher was? Well, we know that, Narveson. And their current closer, John Exford, got his 14th save of the year that night. Life after Trevor Hoffman in Milwaukee.
See, that's a pitch if Michael Morse is right, and he's getting there. Trust me, folks. He's been working on a swing every day. But that curveball right there had him off balance. That's a pitch that he will deposit when he's locked in. And that's the one he wants.
Right field. The wind's going to knock it down. It's close to the line. It's a fair ball. Bounces into the seats for a ground rule double, and Michael Morse will take it. There's no way Eric Almonte could get to that ball with the wind just beating on it.
If you're Michael Morse, excuse me, Bob, and you're on second base right now, you know what you're thinking? My luck is changing. A routine ground ball to second base, and it was a hit because of the shift. And now you hit a blooper to right field that the wind knocks down. You see him get inside of that. Just off the label, got a little in on him, but a nice job of keeping his hands inside the baseball and giving himself a chance for a hit.
2 out of 3, and he'll take it. Nats are going to run for him here. So it'll be Lance Nix as they'll turn over the outfield a little bit, anticipating Milwaukee being into their right-handed bullpen. Team ERA, largest decrease. Brewers better than a run and a half last season or this year. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown races over in West Virginia. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots, and they've got a big $1 million race event going on over there tomorrow night at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown races, West Virginia. So Jim Riggleman will give Michael Morse a real nice night, 2 for 3. And as I mentioned, the strength of the Milwaukee bullpen is from the right side. So this is kind of an interesting move by Jim to get a left-handed bat in there, anticipating that he'll be facing a right-hander a little bit later.
Well, with a one-run lead late in the game and you got your bullpen set up like they do right now, you get better defensively with Nix in there. You get faster at second base. If you get a base hit right here, he has a better chance of scoring, so you'd love to move.
That's Sergio Mitre, veteran right-hander. No swing as Desmond offered. Ian Desmond needs a base hit. Way out ahead of that one. Now it's 3-2. Pulled the string on him on a 3-1 pitch. 0 for 2 tonight. Right-hander Jerry Hairston Jr. next with an RBI walk. 0 for 1 tonight. Good at bat by Ian Desmond taking the walk. Now it's 2 on, 2 out. And for Narveson, his 4th walk of the night. It's the bottom of the 6th inning, which FP describes as a very important inning. And the Nats have a chance to really deal the Brewers a blow here. Looks like Renicky, who's not known for making many double switches, is going to make one right here. Looks like Mitre against Hairston. The Nationals have a couple of guys they could counter with, including left-handed hitting infielder Alex Cora.
He's got 3 catchers, so Nieves made the last out. We'll see what he does.
Narveson walked 4 batters his first 2 starts, and then 4 more here tonight. To this point, he's given up 5 hits. Renicky making the slow walk, getting the ball. Here comes Mitre. Washington with a chance to tack a few on for every walk drawn, and there have been 4 just tonight. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Boys and Girls Clubs in D.C. To date, 56 walks, $2,800 donated. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step, and how about a whole lot more towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. The new catcher is Jonathan Lucroy. He will bat ninth on the double switch. Will Nieves out of the game. And the Nats will stay with the right-handed hitting Jerry Hairston Jr. 0 for 1 with an RBI walk.
Jim Riggleman showing a lot of confidence in Jerry Hairston Jr. right here.
One for 21 with 3 RBIs. And with 2 outs, because of this defense, he and Desmond can get about a 20-foot leadoff at first. If the inning continues and they have no left-hander ready, Matt Stairs would hit for Gorzolani, who has given the Nats 6 very solid innings tonight. In the air, blowing out of play, 0-2. This all started with 2 outs and the Morris ground rule double. Nix ran for him. And then the walk to Ian Desmond. Breaking ball, and Hairston a good job to foul it off. Tyler Clippard was up in the top of the 6th. If this inning continues, he's definitely in there. Mitre working slowly. Made the team as a non-roster guy in the spring. The 0-2.
And Jerry Hairston Jr. fighting right now, taking a little bit out of his swing. Got a good two-strike approach. Just spread out and think about going the other way. I'd like to see Matt Stairs get a chance right here. He's still frustrated the other night. He didn't get off the swing in a big pinch hit situation off Roy Halladay. I talked to him the other day. Well, he was looking for everything but what he saw. He'd love to get a chance right here with some runners on.
Brewers picked up Mitre March 25th in a trade right at the end of spring training. Here he is. Runners going on 0-2. Interesting call by Jim Riggleman. And the Brewers really didn't make any kind of move on the infield to even deal with those runners.
Now we have 2 strikes and 2 outs on a hitter. I mean, the worst thing you can do as a defense is actually acknowledge the fact that the guys are running. I mean, you have to get the hitter out right now. How many times you see, the third baseman go to cover and then there's a bigger hole over there and a ball rolls through. And we used to have a play to where, hey, if he steals right here, don't even cover at third base. Just let him walk in. We're worrying about the hitter.
Count remains 0-2. Mitre working slowly. Right-handed matchup here with Hairston. Strikes him out on a pitch boring down and in, a hard sinking fastball. Nats have stranded 4, still lead 3-2 into the 7th. And so is Tom Gorzolani. Wilson Ramos, good night for the Nats. Couple of hits, a run scored, benefiting from Narveson wildness with 3 walks in the second inning. And Tom Gorzolani's night for 6 innings.
He was nice tonight. He had the good fastball going on the inner half of the plate. Great off-speed stuff. Just pounding the strike. So I think the fact that he was working with a big ballpark tonight, that has to give you confidence when the wind is blowing straight in. A couple guys on right here for Prince Fielder. Big situation in the baseball game. You saw his reaction. He got a ball up in the strike zone that he wants back. You see the fastball in the inner half right there to McGee. Just a nice job by Tom Gorzolani tonight.
Lance Nix takes over in left field after running from Michael Morse. And here comes Clippard in the 7th. First man up is the catcher, Jonathan Lucroy. And then the top of the order with Weeks and Gomez ahead of Braun. Jonathan Lucroy, 24-year-old catcher. 3rd round pick 4 years ago by the Brewers. He appeared in 75 games with a .253 batting average in 277 ABs last year. He's a former Ragin' Cajun from Louisiana Lafayette. Ricky Weeks standing tall on deck with a 2-for-3 night and a 2-run homer.
You see that pick by Wilson Ramos? That was nothing on the 55-foot curveball.
Yeah.
Just like I'm playing catch in the backyard. I'll just backhand that and throw it out because it hit the dirt.
He's made hitting look pretty simple so far, too. Two-one pitch. Clippard gets a foul tip. Three-2 Nationals, top of the 6th inning. Trying to stop a short 2-game losing streak. Trying to make it a 3-4 record at home. And Clippard gives up a line drive up the middle for a base hit. Tyler had a bit of a rough outing 2 nights ago. Actually 3 nights ago in the game the Nationals won, when he gave up 2 runs on a hit and 2 walks in just 2/3 of an inning. He threw fewer than half of his pitches for strikes. Trying to make a comeback here at Nationals Park. Jackie Robinson Day on a Friday night with Milwaukee in town. Nats got 3 in the 2nd. Brewers got 2 in the 5th. Score remains the same here, top 7. Dangerous right-handed batter. Some high gas up and away, and Ricky Weeks could not reach.
And maybe Ron Renicky gave him one shot right there. I don't know if you bunt a guy that just hit a ball 400 feet his last at-bat, but you're talking 1-run baseball game, 7th inning, leadoff guy on.
As a rule, do you play for a tie on the road?
Well, you just want to tie the baseball game. I don't know that you ever play for a tie. I know what you're saying right there, but sometimes you'll give a guy a shot early in the count to let it fly, and then you'll bunt him after. We'll see what he does. I let him swing right now. Here's a home run I was talking about in the 5th inning. Ricky Weeks got all of this pitch.
Look where he keeps his hands, too. They're low, but then he gets them up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you start him. You want to be comfortable in your set position, but when you get ready to fire, you got to have those hands in the right position. You saw right there, it takes a strong, strong man to take a ball in the outer half of the plate and pull it for a home run.
Cincinnati Reds had a right-handed batter who did that, Eric Davis. He started out with his hands about belt high, and he would get over the top of some serious line drives. No balls, 2 strikes. Clippard goes with the gas and gets a double play ball. Desmond Espinosa, 6-4-3 against a fast base runner. Nationals with their 8th of the year And a big one, considering Braun will be on deck now.
Yeah, great job of getting the ground ball by Tyler Clippard. Good job of turning it on defense. And that is huge. And we were talking about Ian Desmond last night. Maybe he was peeking a little bit and he didn't get his top hand in there on the ball that he bobbled. Right there, you see the top hand. If your kid's at home, that's what you do with your top hand. You snap it down there like an alligator. You get that baseball out quickly. Good job. Nice pitch, nice turn.
Here's Gomez bunting, ball one, or rather strike one on a ball straight back.
And maybe that's not how the Brewers play the game. I mean, they have a lot of power hitters, and Ron Rennecke's a great major league manager. He's going to do a good job there. But when you talk about guys like Braun and Fielder, you know, typically you'll bunt your number one hitter there to get the tying run and scoring position.
Now he's trying to bunt for a hit again, 0-2.
I don't like that play. Unless you're going to steal second base on the first or second pitch, if you do get on via the bunt with 2 outs, you know, you want a double out of your offense. You want a guy to hit a double to get into scoring position. I mean, Gomez does have good speed and he can steal a base, but
no balls, 2 strikes. Gomez 0 for 2 with a walk tonight.
And you know what that's telling me if I'm pitching? This guy doesn't want to hit off me. He's not picking up the baseball. You know, nobody out, you're trying to get on with a base hit bunt. But if you see a guy with 2 outs and nobody on bunting off you, he's telling me that you're nasty.
That's why the double play is so big right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clippard with a high fastball and a weak swing to end the top of the 7th. Time to stretch for 17,217. Clippard a 0 on the board. Acura Advance. Quite a ball game here tonight on the banks of the Anacostia. Nationals Park. Washington 3, Milwaukee 2. And tomorrow it's a day game, 1 o'clock. Giovanni Gallardo, 1-0, good ERA. Good looking young pitcher who can really hit too. How about the matchup of hitting pitchers tomorrow? Marquis can hack, and he doesn't have a decision yet, despite pitching well in his first 2 games. 12 and a third innings. And Marquis has only given up 5 earned runs on 13 hits, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. That's extra. Johnny and Ray at 12:30. And then, of course, Nats Extra after the game. Lance Nix. Pardon me. Matt Stairs. And he will bat for Clippard here, leading off bottom 7. Drew Storn to take over with the right-hander Braun first, and then the left-hander Fielder. Then another right-hander, McGee.
Matt Stairs 1 pinch hit away from 100. We tie Rusty Staub for 19th all time.
And he'll hit a ground ball on a 2-0 pitch right to Prince Fielder, as Matt Stairs still is hunting his first Nationals hit. It's $1 Kids Day tomorrow. 105, as we mentioned. If you purchase up to 4 tickets for children ages 3 to 12 for $1 each, all you have to do is purchase one full-priced adult ticket. Nationals.com/kids. Stop by the box office. First of 4 $1 Kids Days at the ballpark this year. Top of the order now, Danny Espinosa, 0 for 2 with a sac fly. And the wind will blow that about 20 rows out. Quite a ball game in Philadelphia. They're in the top of the 7th, and the Phillies still lead the Marlins 3-2. Mets and the Braves. That game has been postponed in Atlanta. We've had a cold front come through here.
Those don't look like they're going to do a whole lot, though, if it rains.
Right side, Espinosa. That's Fielder to the pitcher. 2 outs. Come prepared to the ballpark tomorrow if you're going to watch the Nats in person. And Keel will be the hitter, and he's 0 for 3. The Nats do not have a hit in the first 3 spots of the order tonight.
I'm wondering what those things are doing right now, what purpose they're serving. They can't keep you warmer. It's not raining out, so why the plastic wrap?
It keeps you dry if you spill your drink. See? Wait long enough. Leave them on camera long enough, you get the answer. Here's Ankiel. 2 strikeouts and a bouncing ball. And another bouncing ball. And the Nats are gone. 8th inning coming up. With the offense not clicking, the pitching has to keep on. Cold night, and right now Jim Riggleman has his bullpen set up. Clippard has appeared, scoreless 7th. Now it's Storen, maybe Burnett to end things up.
Cold and windy night. We got a lot of papers just plastered on the back of the booth here, but yeah, he's got it lined up. I mean, you talk about Tyler Clippard, he did a great job. And as a manager, when you have your roles set, you have your roles established, it's so much easier. We talked about the Nationals breaking camp with their bullpen, that they would establish their roles. That's what the season's about. And you see right now, it's clearly Clippard has the 7th, Storen has the 8th, and Burnett has the 9th. You know, that's fun for a manager when you got guys down there that you know you can count on in the innings 7, 8, and 9 when you have a lead.
Who does he face? Braun, Fielder, McGee, 3, 4, and 5. So you might look at this inning. This might be the real save inning right here.
Yeah, you're facing the heart of the order if you're Drew Storen, and You know, he's been all about strike one. You want to get ahead, but you have to be careful. These guys love to swing early in the count.
Ryan Braun 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Second in the league with 4 home runs. Low and away from the live arm of Drew Storen.
To me, this is all about using the elements in your favor. If you're Drew Storen right now, we've shown how hard the wind is blowing in from right field. It's actually picked up as the game has moved on. You throw everything away and you let Ryan Braun hit it as hard as he can to right field. The ball's not going anywhere. And set up away.
Little chopper out to short. Desmond on the charge. Two-hands it. Throws him out. He knew he had time to make the two-handed play. Very well handled by Ian Desmond. Take the Nats with you wherever you go. On your computer, your favorite device, it's MLB.tv. Every Nats game live or on demand. Go to Nationals.com to find out more. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere you go. There's Sean Burnett getting ready for the ninth. Up in Philadelphia, Greg Dobbs just singled in 2 runs for the Marlins against his old teammates, and Florida leads Philadelphia 4-3.
And this is a case where you don't flirt with right field. I don't care how hard the wind is blowing in with this guy.
Yeah.
You make him beat you the other way.
Looked like a slider. And Prince Fielder, no chance to get out of the way. The Nationals pitchers have hit 6 batters this year with 2 tonight.
Check out the hard curveball from Drew Storen. Hit him right in the toe. Somebody call a tow truck, but he doesn't want to hit him right there. I mean, you don't want to put the tying run on base. And Prince Fielder looked out there for a second. He didn't like that.
I don't think you're throwing at anybody with a slider. Here's Casey McGee. Fly ball hitter. And Storen looking for him to hack one into the turf.
We used to say that all the time on the bench. Somebody call a tow truck. Probably the last time I say that on the air, too, by the way.
Well, he wasn't exactly writhing in pain or anything.
No. Hurts, though, on a cold night.
Oh, yeah. Those hurt when it's 85.
Well, now you got to regroup if you're Drew Storen. You're looking for a ground ball right here.
One ball, one strike. Target in. Storen missing his spot over on the other side of the plate. And it's 2-1. Yuniesky Betancourt is next. He's 0 for 2. First home stand and the first couple games in Florida didn't go well. The last 7 nails. Clippard has a scoreless inning tonight. And Storen just missing on 2-2.
If you're Ron Renick, do you start Prince Fielder at first base?
Well, McGee struck out 102 times last year. He has fanned 10 times so far this year, including once tonight. Short lead by Prince. Not running. Laced into right. Here comes Worth. Takes it on the hop. Tried to get a force out at second base. His throw a little off the bag. And the Brewers have 2 on 1 out. That was a risky play. And Jason Worth gloved it cleanly.
The best part about that play is that Jason Worth kept it in front of him. I mean, that's one of those plays where you're in no man's land. The hardest play for an outfielder is the line drive right at your forehead. It's tough to gauge it. You know, do I take a step back? Do I take a step in? It's right at you, so you can't really see. Jason Worth got a good jump on the baseball. He's thinking out right there. He wanted to make that play. But like I said, the best thing he did is keep that ball in front of him. That ball goes to the wall. You got a runner on third and a tie ball game.
Yuniesky Betancourt. Fielder not fast. McGee not fast. Down the line, hooking and foul. And you can thank the breeze on that one.
It's funny, everybody always watches the baseball when a guy hits one close to the line. You got one key you can watch for is the runner. Watch the batter. If he runs, you know the ball is going to be close. A lot of times he'll just stand at the plate if the ball is clearly foul. And Betancourt right there stood in the batter's box for a second and said, I better take off. That ball might be fair.
See, all these years I've kept that a secret. Now you're giving away my secrets of tracking fly balls. But if you watch the batter, he knows.
And we used to make fun of our teammates. They'd get up on the top step and try to see if it was going to be fair or foul. We'd say, hey, just watch the batter. They'll let you know.
I don't think he really had a whole lot of hook on that ball, but the wind got a hold of it and just took it about 5 feet into foul ground.
You know, partner, when you got your draw spin on a drive and you think it's right down the middle, the wind will accentuate the rotation on the baseball.
It's a great feeling. And the 1-2 with one out. Pretty good breaking ball by Storen. Game situation here in the 8th. Braun's made an out. Fielder's been hit by a pitch. McGee has singled. And Storen's having a good battle here with Yuniesky Betancourt. Front door slider up and in.
That was a backup slider by Drew Storen. Usually with his slider, it'll bite hard and late and go away from a right-hander, more down than away. That one just backed up. And what does that mean? He tried to throw it too hard. When you try to throw the perfect pitch or the nastiest slider in the world, sometimes you'll overthrow it and you'll throw it through the break.
Got him on a breaking ball low and away. And a big second out for Storen on his first strikeout.
Well, let's check out how he worked Yuniesky Betancourt. Little first pitch heater right here. Up in the strike zone, swing through 94. And then you see the ball down the line, 95. A nice slider on the outer half. This is the one that backed up on him a little bit. Betancourt wants that one back. That one backed up too. And here's the killer slider, as Bob Carpenter calls it, on the outer half of the plate for strike 3. That one was killer.
I like it. 2 on, 2 out. Eric Almonte, the right fielder. Base hit last time. He's 1 for 3. That's the front door breaker that did have the rotation Storen needed. A lot of breaking pitches here. Is that Mark Kotsay? Yeah, it is. Veteran left-handed hitter. Always a good batsman. One of their free agent pickups. And that's a fastball upstairs, 2-1. They re-signed Craig Counsell. Brought in Kotze, traded for Niger Morgan. Could see Niger tomorrow against a right-hander Marquis, and maybe against Levon on Sunday. Fastball missing away, 3-1. Sean Burdett ready when needed, and that could be the next hitter if they come with a left-hander Kotze. They have no other right-handed batters on their bench now that they've used the catcher Lucroy. Storen jams him and breaks his bat. Desmond to Espinosa. Top of the 8th is over. Milwaukee has stranded 8 runners. The bullpen, 2 scoreless innings. Nats still lead.
Game. Go back to the second inning. Danny Espinosa. You talk about the fourth drive of the game. It's just a sac fly tonight, but it was a big sac fly because it was the third run. It's a difference in this baseball game. A great job by Michael Morse of forcing the issue on the short fly ball to left field. You talk about little things winning you a baseball game. We're going to go with a sac fly tonight for our fourth drive of the game.
Hats off to Bo Porter, aggressively coaching over there at third, too. This one's into the bottom of the 8th. It is time to call your local agent and buy an insurance policy. The Nats desperately need a run or two here. They got the bullpen lined up all right. Here's Worth to lead off bottom 8. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 fly balls. Fastball in there. Ricky Weeks is right behind the pitcher in the second base bag now. Worth sounded like he broke his bat. That'll blow out of play. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Cool night. Pitchers doing a good job here in the early part of the season. The Nationals now will have 13 consecutive games with a starter going at least 5, as Tom Gorzolani went 6 really good innings tonight. Adam LaRoche, he's been on base twice tonight. He's next. After Worth grounds one to third for McGee. Fielder almost reaching right into the runner, and Jason Worth is 0 for 4. Next up, LaRoche. A walk and a run scored in the second. That was a leadoff walk. He singled with one out in the third, stranded then when Morse later hit into the double play. But there's no doubt that pitching is the story of this ball club right now. The Nationals starting the night 9th in the league with a 3.66 staff ERA. Off the glove of the pitcher, deflecting to the shortstop. Betancourt was playing up the middle. And Ramos will be the hitter. Right back here tomorrow, Nats Extra, Johnny and Ray. A little brunch at Nats Park for them, 12:30. FP and I join you at 1 o'clock, and then Jason Marquis will throw the first pitch at 1:05 against the Brew Crew. They will counter with Giovanni Gallardo, probably their best overall pitcher right now. Here's Wilson Ramos. Darn it, he made an out last time, and he's hitting under 500.
Early work tomorrow at 8 a.m. Early hitting for Wilson Ramos.
You know what? If you're hitting 480, you ought to be able to sleep till about 8. Good idea on the breaking ball, and the count's in his favor, 2-0, and now he can switch to attack mode.
And we talked about this in spring training. Check out Wilson Ramos's hands, how big they are. I mean, that bat just looks like a toothpick. I mean, he gets on top of the baseball. He has strong hands. The ball makes a different sound off his bat. Very loud.
Yeah.
He puts it on display in BP. I mean, he'll work the ball around the ballpark first round, go the other way, up the middle second round. But when he decides to turn the fan on and start hitting some balls out of this ballpark, he's got as much pop as anybody.
He hit 40 home runs in the minor leagues. None with Minnesota, one with the Nats. His first major league homer was against R.A. Dickey of the Mets last September 8th, a 2-run shot. The way he's swinging, he's just closer and closer to his next one. Look at that eye. He's on base for the third time tonight. Ramos has collected 12 hits and now 5 walks in 9 games this year.
A tremendous idea of the strike zone. Tremendous ball strike recognition. When you're swinging the bat well, you're seeing the baseball big. For Wilson Ramos, I mean, he's swinging at strikes. That's what being locked in is. Taking balls, swinging at strikes. It sounds simple, but when your head is moving all over the place and you're struggling and maybe you're thinking about your numbers and you're thinking about your average, you don't make good decisions at the plate. Right now, Wilson Ramos' head is perfectly still. He's seeing the baseball big. That's why he's hitting the barrel. That's why he's walking.
Here's Lance Nix, who's 5 of 18 for the Nats with a homer and 4 RBIs, batting a very respectable .278. You might have seen on that close-up of Ramos at first, Prince Fielder was in the shot. He was asking the dugout whether or not he'd be holding Ramos, and they have him holding because Weeks isn't that far away in a ranked pull position for Lance Nix. I think he was thinking about left field with that swing. And the count's 1-1 against Sergio Mitre, who's in his 3rd inning of relief.
Well, we've seen him pound the ball to left center field. I mean, when he's right, Lance Nix, he hits the ball all over the place. He is not dead pull.
Runners going. Pitch is up. Throw is in time. And Ramos is gone. 2-6 on the caught stealing, and this game's into the 9th inning. down there at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge, defending their Carolina League Championship. Short drive south. Watch some of the best prospects at high A ball. Stars of the future in your backyard with the Ponats. Lots of things happening here as this one goes to the ninth. Sean Burnett is after his 4th save of the year. After Drew Storen got a scoreless 8th, Clippard a scoreless 7th before that. And then in the pitcher spot, Craig Counsell will be the pinch hitter for the Brewers. Craig Counsell re-signed as a free agent in November. So far, he's 0 for 8. A .257 career hitter in his 15th year. Superlatives keep on coming for the bullpen here. One ball, one strike. Nats have him played straight up. Counsell's a spray hitter. And Sean Burnett goes 2-1. The Brewers would have to send 5 men to the plate to get Ryan Braun back up there tonight. But Weeks will bat third, and he's got power. 2-1. That's beautiful. Outside corner. Counts even.
And Sean Burnett's had fantastic command all season long. Look where this fastball is, just on the outer half of the plate. Counsell didn't like it.
You haven't seen much of anything to complain about Mike Winter's strike calls tonight. And it's 3-2 now. Craig Counsell will be 41 in August. The catcher, Jonathan Lucroy, is next. And a big pitcher in the top of the ninth. Full count. Burnett throws a strike. It's in the air. Nix right there. 1 out. Nets extra when the game's over. Johnny and Ray keeping warm out there in left field. Nationals trying to get the weekend off to a good start against a good ball club in Milwaukee, who came in playing very well with a record of 7-5, just 1 game behind the Reds in the Central. Lucroy came in to catch in the 6th, singled his first at bat in the 7th.
This is where it's for Sean Burnett. Everything's away. Go ahead and pound it to right field. Hit it as far and hard as you want to right field.
Quickly 0-2.
And all good closers will make power hitters beat you the opposite field late in the game. Very rarely will you see a good closer challenge a guy with pop on the inner half of the plate. You think about guys like Brian Wilson and maybe even, back in the day, Lee Smith, Trevor Hoffman, who was with the Brewers. Everything on the outer half of the plate, making you beat them to the big part of the ballpark.
One ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball. Got him looking. 2 outs. Freezing the right-handed batter.
Just a great pitch right here. Set up by the fastball before it. Sean Burnett with the breaking ball for a strike. And I just get the sense that when he's in the game, he's just so calm out there. Doesn't look rattled by the fact that he's, a 1-run lead the 9th inning against a very good hitting baseball team.
Fans on their feet, crowd of 17,000, 217 tonight. They braved some wind and cool temperatures, but there's a very strong hitter walking in with 2 outs in the 9th, and that's Ricky Weeks.
And he pulled a pitch on the outer half of the plate for a home run.
Yep. Fastball tails away. left center. This ball is really carrying, and it is off the wall on a hop. Ankiel gets it back in. Second base, the tying run with 2 outs. And on another night, that might have left the ballpark. It'll be up to Carlos Gomez with Braun on deck.
Ricky Weeks is strong. I mean, this ball was hit through the wind. We've been talking all night how hard it's blowing in from right field. And that ball was absolutely crushed. Make him beat you the other way. It's a good thing the wind was blowing in. That would have been a home run on a lot of nights.
He killed it. Carlos Gomez 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Hitting 186. Burnett gets ahead. Breaking ball is in there. Target in, and he misses low and away.
Good 0-2 pitch right there. He chases, he hits your pitch or swings at your pitch, offers at your pitch. You got him out. Now you got him set up. You go fastball up. You can repeat.
One and 2 in a 3-2 game. Fastball rides high. Breaking ball, that is trouble. And this game is tied. Out to left center, racing for second Gomez. He's going to be out. Ankiel guns him down, but the Brewers tie the game. Sean Burnett gives up a pair of 2-out hits. And this one's going bottom 9 with Nix leading off. Howitzer in center field with that arm. And with Ryan Braun on deck, is this a good base running decision or no?
Well, he's trying to get the winning run scoring position with 2 outs. Yeah, it's a good gamble. Wow. Rick Ankiel with a fantastic throw. That wasn't that bad a pitch from Sean Burnett. That was down in the strike zone. Just a good piece of hitting by Gomez.
And Burnett turned around, but the runner was already well beyond home plate. Blown save, first of the year. And now it's Nix leading off bottom 9. He was at the plate when Ramos was thrown out stealing. And 30-year-old left-hander Mitch Stetter gets the call. Sidewinding lefty, tough to hang in there against him.
Yeah, when Lance Nix came into the game as a pinch runner, he had no idea he was going to face a lefty submariner. It's a tough at-bat. Got to hang in there and think about going the other way.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's a good take. Despite the lefty working him away, they played the center fielder toward the gap in right center. Chad Godin evidently for the 10th if the Nationals do not score to win it.
He's trying to win it with one swing. Got to a 2-1 count, had count leverage, and Lance Nix letting it fly.
Nationals do not have a hit against the Milwaukee bullpen. Boy, Mitre came in and really did a good job. Their last hit, Michael Morse, ground rule double back in the 6th. And Nick stays alive after replacing Morse as a pinch runner. And a 2-2. Hanging tough.
And Bryce Harper uses this term a lot. He calls it hitterish. Right now, Lance Nix looks hitterish. I mean, he's on everything. Those are good hacks.
Seeing the ball well, isn't he?
Yes.
Three and 2.
It's a good at-bat working.
Desmond and Hairston, the next 2 hitters. The Brewers do have a right-hander ready in the bullpen. Looks like it's Sean Green out there. Foul tip, and it just rattles off the gear of Jonathan Lucroy. Right-hander Sean Green. Five games so far. 3.86 ERA. Just like Stetter, who's in there now. Three-two pitch, strikes him out. Nationals down on strikes for the 7th time tonight. They have benefited from 5 walks, but they only have 5 hits.
A good battle from Lance Nix. Didn't finish it the way he wanted to, but he took some serious hacks. I do not think he was thinking about leadoff man on. He was thinking about going home.
Here's Desmond. 0 for 2 with a walk last time. Will not be looking at a left-hander. Stetter does his job. Green against Desmond, then Hairston in a moment. and the Nats turn it into a party in the bottom. 1 out, tie game after Milwaukee tied it with two out hits. Right-hander Sean Green will come on. Nats know him well from his days with the Mets. Seattle before that. He had a 3-year period, 07 in Seattle, 08 with the Mariners, and 09 with the Mets, when he pitched in over 200 games. And so he's going to follow the side-winding lefty with a sidearm right-handed delivery of his own.
You got 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, curve from Green. And what you want to do if you're hitting off a guy that throws like this is just pick up his release point. Maybe take a pitch just to find out where that ball's coming out of.
Hard to believe you would step in and try to swing at the first one against a guy like this.
Well, I mean, you could if you've faced him before and you know where to pick up the baseball. But, you know, as a hitter, your first at-bat, whoever's pitching, you like to see where they release the baseball. You see that. You see the window where the release point is. Helps you to see the baseball. When you got a guy that's a side armor, you know, that's part of his delivery, the deception of throwing the ball almost underhand, find the release point, do some homework on the first pitch, and then go to hacking.
He looks at that fastball that's well inside.
He's changing your eye level. I mean, you're used to seeing the ball from around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock on the clock. Now it's, you know, way down there. So the first pitch, you look at it, you find the release point, you see it, and now you're ready to hit. All systems go.
Two and 0.
And when you face a side armor, I mean, a ball that looks like it's going to be down in the strike zone, it doesn't really rise. It's just coming from a different angle, almost like slow pitch softball, where you're throwing it 3/4 or underhand, and it has that rising effect. So you really got to look down in the strike zone off of side armors.
Desmond 0 for 2 career against Green. Great take on a close 2-1 pitch. And right now, with 1 out in the 9th, walks as good as a hit.
Yeah, Ian Desmond ready to drive the baseball right here. That's a good take.
Should have been a strike, according to the pitch track. Nats will take it 3-1. Inside. Winning runs on with 1 out. Good at bat by Ian Desmond. His second walk drawn of the night. He had drawn a total of 2 to start the season. Now it's Hairston. Jerry has only seen this pitcher once in his career, 0 for 1.
The guy that can handle the bat. Good runner at first base. Hit and run's a possibility. Straight steal's a possibility. Got to find a way to get into scoring position.
Brewers pretty much playing Hairston straight up. Weeks cheating a little bit up the middle at second for a double play opportunity. Runner's going. Takes him a while to throw. No throw from the catcher. And Desmond 5 for 5 stealing this year. Now this is as good as getting the leadoff man on and then sacrificing him to second.
And you love the fact that he's being aggressive right here, getting in scoring position, wasted no time at all. Ian Desmond, great job. I mean, the value of a stolen base is when everybody in the ballpark knows you're going to steal and you still steal the base late in a baseball game. That's a stolen base.
Now they have 2 shots to win it. Number 9 spot is next. One remaining left-handed batter, Alex Cora. And a 1-1 pitch to Hairston. Bouncing ball right side, easy out. Runner to third.
Well, the stage is set for Alex Cora. And if you're Ian Desmond on third base right now, you're looking for something in the dirt. You're looking for a wild pitch.
Cora batting for Burnett. Alex Cora, 2 for 11 with an RBI.
No shift for Alex Cora. This is probably one of the only hitters that Ron Renicky and the Brewers have played straight up tonight.
Spray hitter. And a 1-0 pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Nationals adding veterans like Cora, Stairs, and Hairston to their roster for situations like this. He was hacking on 2-0.
And when you're up in situations like this, game on the line, bottom of the ninth, tie score, you're thinking one thing as a hitter: hit the ball hard. You're not thinking results. You're not thinking if I get a hit here, we win. You're thinking get a pitch and drive it, because that's all you can control as a hitter.
Cora's only at bat against Green in his career, a double. One other plate appearance was a walk. It's the bottom of the ninth, a 3-3 game. That's ball 3.
And same as a 2-0 count. If you're Alex Cora, you're looking for something right down the middle, something you can hit hard. You're not trying to place the ball. You're not trying to get a hit. You're just looking for a pitch that you can put the barrel on.
And he missed with a fastball. Runners at the corners now. The Brewers have given the Nationals 7 walks tonight. 2 by Green here in the ninth. Top of the order, Danny Espinosa.
I mean, are you thinking about turning Danny Espinosa around to the right side if you're Ron Renicky? Because if you do, you're probably doing the Nationals a favor. I mean, he's swinging the bat so well right-handed.
And Zach Braddock just got up, their other left-hander. So he hasn't been throwing really at all yet. As mentioned earlier tonight when Debbie Taylor reported, Espinosa not as good from the left side. He's only 5 out of 22, but he does have 4 RBIs from this side of home plate.
Brewers not holding Alex Cora on. He'll probably steal second base here early in the count.
Well, you might as well take away the force play. He's holding. Ball 1. Danny Espinosa 0 for 3 tonight with a sac fly. And I tell you, on a night like this with that win, Almonte really playing shallow in right field.
Well, you have to take away the single. I mean, obviously, a base hit here wins it for the Nationals. So as an outfielder in these situations, you have to pinch in, take away the single. You know, if he hits it over your head, he hits it over your head. It's not your fault. It was a bad pitch by the pitcher. So that's why you see outfielders here with a game on the line play very, very shallow.
1-1 pitch. In the air to left. Braun is under it. And we're going to extra innings for the 4th time already this year. Here's our game summary into extra innings. Nats are 2-1. Brewers are 1-0. Narveson lasted into the 6th inning. Got off the hook because of a hit in the 9th by Gomez. Wilson Ramos, another big night for the Nats. 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. And the hit by Gomez that took a win away from Tom Gorzolani and got his starter off the hook came after a Ricky Weeks double with 2 outs in the 9th.
Not a bad pitch. I mean, down in the zone, just a good piece of going down and getting it. A fantastic throw by Rick Ankiel at second base. It's fun to watch that guy throw. Maybe not so much in that situation.
And of course, Burnett was almost getting a little whiplash there, wondering if the run had scored, and Ricky Weeks had already easily rambled across home plate. Chad Godin takes over for the Nats here in the top of the 10th. Milwaukee's 1 extra inning win was at home, and the Nats 2 out of 3 all on the road trip. Leadoff man Ryan Braun. And they still have their closer John Axford available. And a breaking ball hit off to the right side. Marlins, by the way, held on to win that game in Philadelphia 4-3 tonight. So they're now only a game behind the Phillies. Braun lifting one to left center. The wind is stopping it, and Ankiel is there right in front of the bullpen. How many balls have they hit tonight that might have been home runs on a different kind of evening?
Or in a different ballpark. Ryan Braun's going back to the dugout saying, you know what? In Milwaukee, that's about 10 rows deep. Just a dangerous here. Look at the swing right here by Braun. Head down on the baseball, catching it out in front. Good extension. And he barreled that ball up. And I think you got a great point, Bob. Even though the wind is blowing in from right, it didn't help that ball. It hurt that ball. It's blown across from right field. So that ball started more in left center, almost ended up in left field. And this is a guy that can turn the win around. You got to be careful right here, 2-0.
Fielder tonight 0 for 3, hit by a pitch. That's a great fastball right on the outside corner. 2-1. A couple of first place teams in the National League losing tonight. Pirates beat the Reds 6-1 in Cincinnati. Finals starting to roll in. Another good heater, 2-2.
That's where you want to be, on the outer half of the plate. Make him beat you the other way.
Off the plate inside, ball 3.
That was about a 4-glove miss right there. That ball was supposed to be off the plate away. We're almost reaching all the way back, and that was on the inner half of the plate.
And with the hit by pitch and that foul ball, Prince has taken a beating tonight.
And if you're going to go in, that's how you do it. That's a nice pitch by Chad Godin. If you're going to go in with your off speed, go in with your slider, miss off the plate.
That ball drilled to left. Nicks right there, 2 outs. Hey, this Milwaukee club, they can hack. You hold them to 3 runs through almost 10 innings. A good job, and now Godin has another big, strong hitter to get in Casey McGee.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. When you're in a tie ball game, it's late, and you have power guys up, go ahead and take your line drive to left field. Go ahead and hit the tar out of it. Just keep them in the ballpark. Good job.
McGee 0 for 1 career. Pardon me, that's I was looking at him against Coffey. Against Godin, he's never faced him. So some discovery going on here. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. Took a little bit off and had the big, strong right-hander way out ahead.
Like Lance Nix, he was thinking about putting his team ahead right here. Check out the swing by McGee. And he's thinking one thing right here. I'm hitting this ball in the bullpen. Look at that. Nice pitch by Godin, changing speed.
The swing was almost done when the ball got there. It's a guy who can throw 93, really pulling the string beautifully.
You might think about doing it again right here in a 2-2 count. Maybe not
get it down.
Yeah, maybe not even for a strike. Think about bouncing it.
Pitch up. And McGee late for the heater. Two balls and 2 strikes with the bases empty, 2 outs. McGee 1 home run, 23 last year with 104 RBIs. Slider down, base hit. Second consecutive inning, the Nats cannot get that 3rd hitter to get them in order, and that'll bring in Yuniesky Betancourt.
Well, it was a 3-2 slider right here. I was thinking he was going to go slider. Just a nice piece of hitting going down and get it. That, folks, is a C&I single.
Betancourt 0 for 3, hit by a pitch. The Brewers have now out-hit the Nationals 10-5. Washington came into this game hitting as a team .213. Second worst to only San Diego at .206 in the National League. And this game will do nothing to help that batting average. Slayton is up. The Brewers still have Mark Kotze, Niger Morgan available on the bench, and their third catcher who they're not liable to use, and George Kotaris. Pardon me, George Kotaris. In the bullpen, 4 have been used. Slayton's warming. Broderick and Coffey, the other right-handers. Milwaukee's only on their 4th pitcher here. The Nats are on their 5th. In the air, right side. Playable for LaRoche. And a 0 on the board for Godin. 2, 3, and 4. It's Ankiel, Worth, and Adam LaRoche in a 3-3 game. Of spring here in our nation's capital. Go bat second, bottom of the 10th. And coming up, it's Giovanni Gallardo and Jason Marquis tomorrow. 1:05 ball game. Game 2 of the series. Gallardo has been strong so far. He's 1-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Marquis very respectable, 3.65 ERA, but a no decision in his first 2 starts. That's extra before and after tomorrow's day game. Milwaukee uses its other left-hander for the bullpen. 23-year-old Zach Braddock, an 18th rounder 6 years ago, who made his major league debut last year with 46 games and a 2.94 ERA. Right now he's sporting a pretty good ERA of 2.45. Here's Ankiel, 0 for 4. First pitch pop-up, and he's going to be 0 for 5. Infielders kind of looking at each other, and then McGee takes charge. The top 3 hitters in the lineup tonight, 0 for 13. Espinosa with a sac fly, the only productive at bat.
Well, this is where if you're Jason Worth, you take a shot. Early in the count, you look for something out over the plate. You got the lefty-righty matchup. You know, Braddock's more of a lefty specialist. This is where you're thinking about driving something in the seats.
Ahead in the count, 1-0. Now he can zero in on something. Only Albert Pujols more homers against lefties the last 3 years. Worth 0 for 10 against left-handers this season.
Good pass right there by Jason Worth. And we talked about late innings, power hitters, making them beat you to the big part of the ballpark. That was a mistake. That ball was out over the plate.
Big time rip on 2-1. Braddock working slowly. 2-2 pitch. He jams Worth and Jason fights it off.
Well, he's getting away with some pitches right now. Those are all supposed to be fastballs away in the outer half of the plate. And that ball rode back into the inner half of the plate. Jason Worth in defense mode now with 2 strikes, but he's giving him stuff to hit.
Out to short on 2 hops to Betancourt. Wide throw, and it gets away. And Worth might go to third. He'll stop at second as Prince Fielder retrieves it in a hurry. Betancourt's throw went tailing into the runner. The runner and the ball got there just as it hit the mitt of Prince Fielder.
You know, Jason Worth is having a tough night, but what he's done every single time, he's run hard to first base. And, you know, you look at it right there, the ball running up the line. He did a good job of recognizing that the throw got away from Prince Fielder. You see him right there, sees the baseball, turns his head, and now he's thinking 3. He had to stop at second, though. If he tries to go for third, he's going to be out by a mile. But look at the hustle right here by Jason Worth. Having a tough night. You're 0 for 5. He can very easily jog down to first base, cash it in. He's hustling. Now he's the winning run and scoring position.
That's only Milwaukee's 5th error of the year. Came in best defensive team in the league. And here's Adam LaRoche with Ramos on deck. Nobody warming in the Milwaukee bullpen. He's probably thinking if they get LaRoche, they can walk Ramos and then face lefty-lefty with Nix. Big at bat here by Adam LaRoche, and he's ahead in the count. Big shift is on. Nobody home at shortstop. Fastball in there.
Right, look at the big hole right there where the shortstop usually plays, Adam LaRoche.
And against a left-hander, he might be more likely to hit the ball there than against a righty.
And they're going away.
LaRoche takes it, and Worth goes to third. There's no infielder there to hold him on the bag. I tell you, if the Nationals win this game, part of it might be Milwaukee's setup on defense.
Well, Betancourt was holding the pitch before, but right there, Jason Worth taking advantage of the fact that they did not hold him. And now Ron Renicky can do what he wants. You got the winning run at third base with 1 out. Now here's where you pick who you want to face. Do you want to go after LaRoche here? Do you want Ramos? Do you want Nix? Do you want to load the bases? Got a lot of options.
Even an outfielder, Ryan Braun has come in to join this discussion.
I just love that play by Jason Worth. You talk about trying to find a way to win a baseball game.
Yeah, you run hard to first. You benefit when they make an error. And now you're at third base with 1 out. And the team hasn't had a hit in the inning.
I'm going 5-man infield right here.
Well, Ryan Braun came in from left field. They have Gomez in left center. Almonte will go to right field. There's Ryan Braun. He's in a natural shortstop position right now.
At third baseman at the University of Miami and early in his career.
Well, even with the Brewers before they switch into left field. Acres and acres in the outfield of winning territory out there if LaRoche can elevate something. Strike two. This is where the Nationals hitters have to be on the attack. They cannot take a called third strike here.
And do you go contact play at third base? Meaning if the ball is hit on the ground, Jason Worth reading down angle, do you go?
I'd say with 5 infielders, no.
Nobody's holding him on at third. He can get extended.
Up and away, 3-2.
Look where McGee is. He's playing off the line because LaRoche is a left-handed hitter. So as a base runner on third base, now you can extend. You can get farther than you normally would. Look where McGee's playing right now at third base. So for Jason Worth, you can extend as far as you need to go to get a good jump on a ground ball.
3-2 pitch to LaRoche. He had to go upstairs to tomahawk that one.
You see where he's playing right here? Now, if you're Jason Worth, usually third baseman plays right here, and you can only go as far as the third baseman. He's allowing him to get down the line. He's going to get a tremendous jump if they decide to go contact play.
3-2 pitch. LaRoche. And here comes Fielder. He double pumps, and the Nationals win the game. Prince Fielder could not get the ball out of his glove right away, and the Nationals win it in extra innings. Their third extra innings win of the year.
It didn't matter if he double pumped or not. Jason Worth was down the line because of the shift at third base. He had a bigger lead than he normally would have. Jim Riggleman going contact play. We've seen the Nationals be aggressive on the base pass. And that's just a great play of forcing the issue. Once again, the shift coming back to haunt the Brewers. And look how far Jason Worth gets down the line here before contact. He's 3 or 4 steps down where he'd normally be. He's already fast with the big strides. He's safe either way in my mind, and that's just a great play. Jason Worth went 0 for 5 tonight. He won the game with his hustle.
I'm telling you, you get the feeling that Milwaukee, with all this crazy defense they're playing, they did certainly more to hurt themselves tonight than they did to help themselves. The error is big on a routine play to the shortstop, and Jason Worth finds a way to get the Nats a W here, 4-3. Weekend is off to a strange but very good start. For FP and Debbie, Bob Carpenter, Nats win it. Now they're 6-7. Game 2 of the series tomorrow at 1:05. This has been a presentation to Masson. Stay tuned. Nats Extra is coming right up with Johnny and Ray at a cold but